We interrupt your regularly scheduled program for this special report.
What the fuck? What the fuck? What are you? What the what are you? What the fuck are you? What the fuck are you doing?
Good evening, viewers. I'm Ted Koppel. Just kidding, I'm Hern Dizzle.
And this is Dan Brokoff. I mean, E-Bitty.
I pictured you much more of a Dan Rather, but... So our special report, right off, let's just kick right into that because holy shit.
Yeah, that brought back memories just hearing that.
If you know what it is, you know what that was from.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
If you don't, do you want to enlighten them, Biddy?
Well, from what I remember, this is a special report. It used to come on the TV when something fucking bad happened.
Okay,
back in the 80s and 90s.
Yes, in real life. But in this case, that was from something much more entertaining.
Yes,
absolutely. So what was it from originally? You have the...
All right. So
maybe with the source. But so today, guys, before we get into it, we're going to talk about just old-ass, weird-ass 90s commercial...
80s,
cartoons, 80s and 90s, just the shit that they sold and kind of the like the content within those commercials, because some of them are so fucked up, dude. And I'm realizing right now that there's a theme with a lot of stuff in these commercials. Now that I'm thinking of it, there's a lot of guns.
There was a lot of guns
and a lot of boobies. No,
no, I mean
a lot of metal music.
If people didn't know already, we've already said that we're older than the internet, and we're Gen X.
Yep. There you go.
We're not millennials. I mean, not too far off, but we are definitely full, firm Gen X.
We're pretty close to D-Gen X.
And, you know...
Are you ready?
I said, are you ready?
They think you can tell us what
They can't. See, this was...
I fell off at this point on wrestling.
And this really baffles me because this song, for my generation, and especially if you're in it, watch wrestling back in the day, you knew what this fucking meant. Like...
Right. This is entrance music.
This is the entrance music.
Okay.
And this was one of the most famous fucking groups that ever came through, like, the WWE.
The song's bumping.
Yeah, it's a fucking awesome song. And actually, it was from... And they had all these songs on albums. So they would put all these intro songs for all the wrestlers on albums. And they had famous musicians do their intro songs,
around
too.
When in the 90s would you say this was?
Late 90s. This is definitely late 90s.
So
like 97, 98-ish.
Like, I hear the Rage Against the Machine in there.
Absolutely.
Right? And it's not even like a shitty recorded...
No.
It's a well-produced song.
A lot of their songs were well fucking produced. And I definitely love to go more into wrestling back in the day. But
I think we're going to have to do that very soon.
Yeah, and I also have... There's another podcast out there, Pop Culture Reflections. Justin over there.
Justin.
He's an awesome dude. And we've been wanting to do an episode with him in regards to wrestling specifically. At least I know I can.
I think I need to shake the rust off of it. I got to brush it up. You're going to have to give me like a little mini test so I can pass. It's like trying to get into the United States.
All right, we're going to fade out some of this D-Generation X here because it's
okay, so D-Generation X was a rap. They were a wrestling team, right?
All right. Well, it was like an organization. There was a bunch of wrestlers that were in the group, like China, Triple H was in there. Okay. You had Shawn Michaels that was in the group.
Shawn Michaels. I called him Bret the Hart when we were talking about.
I just excuse that. I'm like,
thank you.
Yeah. No. Shawn Michaels, Sweet Chin Music. He was a legend, rock star.
So this was something WWE. So I know one of our last episodes we were talking about 80s cartoons and stuff like that, right? Was this something that came on like in the daytime, or was this a nighttime thing?
No, this was Monday Night Raw.
We're talking like TNT, Monday Night Raw.
USA, Monday Night Raw, uncensored, blood, gore. They fucking
this
had it all
this
back
was
in
late
the 90s.
Night stuff.
Late 90s. This was back in the time where WCW and WWF were going at each other. They were having a competition for Monday Night Raw. They were having their wars thing where they were ratings competition. So
Yes,
WWE, well, it was WWF at the time, really fucking pushed the limit a lot of stuff. I mean, they were doing crazy violence, blood all over the place. It was hard to watch at times.
It's what the 90s was.
Yeah, I mean, that's where the greatest match to ever happen, in my opinion.
Okay.
In my opinion, ever happened was in 1998, where Mick Foley of Mankind, he was called at the time.
Yes, I remember.
It was a Hell in the Cell match. Okay, and to this day with the Undertaker, and what that motherfucker did was insane. It was planned, from what I understand, is he climbed to the top of the cage.
Yeah.
He didn't get in it. He climbs to the top of it. They start hitting each other as the cage is buckling and falling apart pretty much underneath them.
Okay.
Undertaker throws him off the fucking cage. Now, this dude dropped like 20 feet on top of a fucking table, crashed into the gate, and got hauled off like he's on a fucking stretcher, smiling, laughing about the whole thing. He's getting halfway to the exit, and he gets off the fucking stretcher and runs to the ring again.
Stop it, dude. Fucking stop it.
All right? So
how many drugs was he on?
At this time, I don't think he was on anything. I think it was just sheer
just
adrenaline.
mental.
Well, that's not even the worst part of this match. That just starts the match.
He's off the stretcher. He's running down like the ramp.
Yeah. So all right. So he's about they're carting him off. Like, what an incredible stunt. They're writing off the match already. The Undertaker is still on top of the fucking cage, and they raise the cage like they're gonna raise it above the ring, and he's still standing on top of it. So the dude's like 30 feet in the fucking air at one point, just staring down at the crowd ominously. So they start lowering the cage again. Mick Foley, or I should say Mankind, runs back towards the fucking ring, gets onto the cage and climbs it again. Okay. So he didn't have enough getting thrown off it. So they're battling. He gets on top. They start battling again, throwing haymakers at each other on top of the fucking cage.
For real? Like,
for real.
Does it feel like they were really fighting at this point?
No, they weren't really. It was all a really good show. They weren't really punching. They were still holding back their punches.
He didn't look like a fit dude.
No.
He looked like a middle-aged dad. He's like, from like the middle.
He would be like me, a fucking lump potato getting on top of the
fast motherfucker.
Well, I don't know about fast. He was just, he could take pain.
Resilient as fuck. Yeah.
Resilient.
Yes.
Exactly.
Because how many times do you have to fall off of a cage and run at it? Like that man he had rabies, obviously.
I really need to show you this match, but
I think I've seen some of it. I don't think I've seen the whole thing. Nobody really talks about him, which sucks because he's fucking great.
Here's the fucked up part. So they're battling right on top. Now the Undertaker.
So
the Undertaker chokeslams him on top of the fucking cage, but he falls through it. This was not planned.
Okay.
And the way he fell through it and landed on his back literally drove his tooth out of his mouth, and it was like hanging like on top of his nose, like in his mustache. You could see his fucking tooth. The dude, they show him in the corner of the ring smiling with blood hanging down. But his buddy, Terry Funk, who's an ultimate legend, comes into the ring, right, to check on his buddy because he just fell through the cage awkwardly and looks like he's dead in the middle of the fucking ring.
I was going to say, this has to be the most frustrated Undertaker of all time. He's like, he's still not fucking dead.
Well, and the thing is Undertaker gets down, and I think he hurt his ankle.
All right, so we're getting way off tangent.
We are on a tangent.
If we want to do a wrestling episode,
all right, so regardless, like I said, the dude lost conscious, and that didn't even end the match. It went from there, and he brought out tacks. It was just fucked up, dude. I'm telling you, it's like dude, I gotta show you this match.
There was an atom bomb that went off in the ring, and he still fucking laughed at it. He spit out his own testicle and then kept running at him.
Yeah, borderline.
Oh my god, it's insane.
It was pretty fucked up.
You got to give people like that credit, but I don't want to go into wrestling. We're talking about commercials. We're talking about commercials.
Yeah. So I brought the Degeneration X, and that brought me in a whole different tangent, but
that's all right. It's passion, right?
But that's the thing is, when I was a kid, that's what I was all about. And I think I know the reason why.
We were into different things because I think part of it too was I was outside a lot during the afternoons and like the weekends. I was always outside. So like we talked about it in our Saturday morning cartoons thing again. There was a certain point where we turned off the TV and went out and did something but I did watch a lot of nighttime TV, like a primetime TV thing with the parents and stuff. So the commercials I'm thinking of are different than these, but these I do remember, which is like you're blowing my mind with some of them.
Yeah, I went back and I came across commercials and stuff, and like I'm thinking about products they were pushing on us when I was a kid. Like, and I don't know about you, but guns was a huge thing. And my kids, like, I always wanted a fucking gun, and I never.
Not something I'm proud of, but yes.
Well, water guns. They were fucking every water guns. You had Nerf guns. You had you had BB guns.
Yeah.
Yeah. Christmas Story really kind of, I I don't know.
Red Ryder? You have a
Red Ryder?
I have a Red Ryder BB gun. I do. Legitimately.
I had a Daisy
I
BB
just
gun.
realized I have, again, we were talking about the episode where we're talking about shrooms, and I talk about having the RoboCop costume.
Yeah.
I won the leg lamp, and then for Christmas I got a Red Ryder BB gun, and I have a pink bunny onesie from the fucking movie. I'm 3/5 of the way into the actual Christmas story.
You're turning. Did you get your mouth washed out with soap?
No, but I did lick a pole once.
Oh,
Hey-o.
that's a little dirty there, my homeboy.
Didn't mean it. But yes, a lot of guns in commercials, and I'm only realizing it now.
All right.
Right? Like how much we shoot each other, have fun.
I want to play this little commercial because this is, I think, where our addiction started. I used to see this commercial on the TV like, oh my God, I fucking want it.
Okay.
The kid's shooting an Uzi.
It said it made the noise too, didn't it?
Weapon, batteries not included. With a
Not included.
speed of firing power, an extra
Listen to
clip
that
for
guy's
reloading, a shoulder strap.
You
for
can kill your
moving out.
friends.
There's also the M16 rifle,
my God.
the sidekick pistol, the RPG.
They literally look like little fucking rocket launcher, dude. We're totally gonna put this on fucking Instagram video, so I gotta show you these. Like the kid was literally holding a rocket launcher. They look like little fucking jungle terrorists coming around the
Can
fucking
we play it
corner.
one more time? I just want to hear it real quick. Just the beginning. Because
The field.
No, stop. Sorry. I want to hear what they say because I think these things were like built up to like sound like guns too.
Oh yeah, here I'll play without talking over here.
Okay, yes. The look, the feel, the sound, so real. So it looks like a fucking gun. Look at. There's no
that's
orange
an
tip
Uzi
on this
dude with a
bitch.
clip.
It's a little toy gun that looks like a real fucking gun.
You know when they brought in the orange tips is because of this shit.
I know. The feel, it feels like how an actual gun is modeled. Uh-huh. The sound, so that you put batteries in this fucking thing, and it sounds like a gun when it goes off. They were letting us run around neighborhoods with these fucking things.
And they encourage you to shoot your friends.
Yeah, and they're water guns in the end. But they're like, hey, run around in the thing with an unmarked gun and shoot people with real noises.
Yeah, no, and they show the video of these kids running by each scene, and they literally look like
That's
they're
the
out
best
of
part.
fucking Predator or something coming around the corner with
They
these
hop
guns,
into
dude.
scene.
But this is the shit we imitated when we were kids. So I saw a comedian,
The fucking bazooka.
like a fucking bazooka dude. Do you imagine?
It's got a silver missile sticking out of the. Can we watch it again? I'm sorry.
We can watch the full commercial.
Fire, automatic water weapon.
The mission
Look at the one that looks like Rambo on the left. He's got his dad's fucking necktie on.
Yeah.
There's also the
That's an M16.
Why is he dirty?
That's a hand pistol. That kid's
CIA.
rock.
Look at the black kid. He's got a fucking bazooka. He's Operation Human Shield. The fucking kid with the tie.
I wanted them to watch him shoot that fucking bazooka because
as what comes out of it, it's like a whole fucking thing of Kool-Aid.
that's the one thing that like I wanted as a kid. I'm like, ooh, what does the bazooka do? They never show him fucking shoot it. If that sounds real, dude, what does that sound like when he? Okay,
Sounds like you're going to jail.
so
Can you imagine a kid walking down the neighborhood and you look out the window as like a 60-year-old woman and you see a kid with a fucking bazooka and no shirt.
with a fucking like Rambo style fucking
Like, holy fuck, they've
bandana.
invaded. They've invaded.
He's got a Rambo style bandana toss.
And so if you you watch that on another level, the first kid's get like an M16. He's all dirty. Why is he like dirty? Where
He
was
was
he?
rolling on the ground, hiding in the bushes, right?
Okay.
Like he's
and then
gonna
the
blow up
next
his
kid
friend.
comes out. He's got a fucking satchel and a turquoise sweatshirt and a handgun. I'm like, that guy is clearly CIA. And then the fucking bazooka, dude. Oh, I could watch that over and over again.
I loved that commercial when I was a kid, and like
I forgot about it. I completely forgot it. So, and the name of the gun is what? It didn't say Renegade. Is that what it said it was?
No. Hold on, I gotta bring it back. I closed it, unfortunately. Hold on. It was a machine. I can't remember. It showed it to you. Like that's the worst part. Like the feel,
the sound, so real.
Entertech.
Entertech.
It had the worst name. Like
I know, what the fuck does that mean?
Entertech.
That's like you're gonna enter, dude. This
shit.
is like This could be like the what is that fucking arcade game? There's like a whole like cryptid story
So
about
you had those type of kids, right?
Oh my god.
And then they had these kind of commercials in the fucking 80s.
Okay. Shrinky dink.
Oh shit.
Yeah, these were the kids that were homeschooled. We weren't allowed to.
These are the short bus kids, man.
Do you remember color forms?
Yeah, that and like
I love
bright.
the fuck out of some color forms.
Yeah, but I mean, these commercials had products had the worst
It was the same
fucking
people.
names.
Holy shit. Goldrums or whatever that said.
Yeah, dude.
Those are the same people that made fucking color forms. So that's all a fucking shrinky dink is. You're just
Yeah.
making their production for
Except
them.
it's all it is like you're coloring it in. It's plastic, so you basically put in the oven and it shrunk.
I want to combine these two first commercials that we've watched.
Shrinky
So in the
dink
middle of
guns.
these little cherub children that are making shrinky dinks, all of a sudden the Entertech kids crash through the fucking window. There's like a drive-by.
So they had all kinds of kids apparently that they were trying to get into. So then you had that. Then you had these type of parents, type of kids that they were smart.
The Entertech tank.
Entertech.
It's like a kiddie swimming pool with a fucking giant gun on it.
All right, so getting off a little tangent on tanks. Do you remember? I don't know. Did you ever go to water country when you were younger?
Yeah, probably. I mean,
Do you remember when they had the tanks in there? You used to shoot at each other with the.
They were the inflatable tubes.
I don't know
in
if
the
they-
water.
No. They were tanks. They had like this whole area. I thought they were. Yeah, you had.
You
like
were in a
gun,
pool
you had
though,
to
right?
No, I don't. You weren't in a pool. It was like a fenced in. Anyway, I thought they used to have like tanks where you shoot like water stuff shit.
They
At.
had
And
those
they
up
got
at-
rid of it for.
They
a
had
while.
them up at Polar Bear Caves when I was just there.
Yeah, so
And you could shoot. They were all in the water. They were like those water
tell ya.
bumper cars.
they had no fear about promoting this shit towards kids.
The best part about the thing at the Polar Bear Caves with the tank floaty things
Yep.
was that the people could stand on the outside of the pool, and if you put in a quarter, you could shoot all the kids in the tank. So I was dousing children.
Maybe that's what it was. It was a floating
I'm not
thing.
allowed
I
there
just remember
anymore.
there happened to have like tanks and guns and shit. You used to have to shoot each other. So
Yeah.
it's just a
Okay,
common thing.
sorry. So I'm sorry. So what is this one?
All right, so now this one is like, so you had those kids with the shrinky dink kids. You had the guys that wanted to blow each other up, which was more along my line. And then you had us those science kids that were really like, and the horror kids, right?
Okay.
Mad scientist.
I've done it. It's dissected
I know.
alien, and it's you take his insides out.
You take his insides out.
He's a bloody mess.
Oh my God! This is not what I.
Disgusting.
That's the point.
He's spilling his guts.
The poor dog.
Yeah. Look for more of my gross creations.
Okay, I thought it was something else for a second.
Mad scientist.
Nope, mad scientist.
Dissect an alien is what it's called.
Dissect an alien, yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, they were setting us up for the New World Order with this shit.
Well, yeah, and it's like, I
Get
remember
used to ripping
dissecting
out
things
someone's
and-
guts while your Entertech gun is blowing up
Right.
a lady's mailbox.
I just thought it was really fucked up. Like, ooh, let's rip the guts out of this thing. Like, what are they encouraging
I
these
thought
kids
it was
to
creepy
do,
crawlers
man?
at first. That's what I thought that was for a second. Was the
No,
creepy
we did
crawler.
unfortunately have the creepy. Although that was another one, and along the same line, there was a lot of shit like that out there at the time.
Just
though.
gooey, slimy, gross shit.
And they, like I said, they encouraged a lot of this stuff. I was going to try and bring this one open, but I mean, so they had a few along the lines. Yeah, if my fucking computer wants to be.
I'm trying to think of what I was doing instead
go.
of these things.
Oh, you had these.
Over here, I'm a boglin. Me and my buddies need a
I
place
remember
to hide out.
Yeah, this is around the same time with Gremlins and shit like that. came out,
Yes.
right?
But like the most grotesque looking things.
Yeah, they are doing their hand puppets.
Take us home, we'll kiss your Aunt Martha.
The whole point was to try and scare your family.
Yeah, just
And we hope you know lots of girls.
Get all the ladies.
Hey, the name's Boglins, each sold separately, and we're looking for good homes. Maybe yours.
it was like a mutated Cabbage Patch doll.
Yeah, they wanted to sell you all kinds of weird shit back in the day. They
It was
love.
like I think it was like the invention of silicone rubber just went off the hook. Like all of this shit is just like. And then you notice that like our generation grew up and had kids, and then we were like, fuck spending all the money on your fucking dissecting alien. We're gonna learn how to make fucking slime. And that's it.
Yeah, sliming was
This
huge.
fucking thing, I wanted one so fucking
All right.
bad. And I should have mentioned this during the Saturday morning cartoon.
And this is
was one of my
1986.
favorite little cartoons that no one had seen either.
Really? So This
Pet monster.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I remember this thing, dude. This is 86. This
He gets
commercial.
mad.
He's got chains.
Yeah,
and
the
shit.
chains Bruce break. Wait, you
That
put
looks
them
like
on
me as a
kids.
kid.
You put them on kids.
A little blonde kid who looks exactly like me as a kid with the fucking stupid bowl haircut and everything. My parents, the 70s were not good for hair, nor the 80s.
Looking great.
And all your friends were wanting for their friends.
Ah, look at those rich kids with their fucking
Yeah,
pet
those things were like
monsters.
$40 in the 90s.
Everybody wanted, well, that
But the
remember,
fucking chains, dude. Like, I'm telling you, I don't know what they were preparing us for.
shackled.
like we're learning about prisoners of war right now here. The Entertech kids run the world. I'm telling you right now.
The Entertech
They
kids.
are the new world order.
Yeah, well, it's fucking
But
creepy.
I'm saying like back then they would have easily taken over all of these other kids. Except for one. I think I gave you one entry into this.
You did. We
I
can
feel
play
like
that
these
one,
kids would give the Entertech kids at least a run for their money.
yeah. Well, I think these kids in the Hungry Hippo kids will. Like,
okay.
Right?
Spoiler.
It's sometime in the future.
It's all the same dude's voice too.
It is.
Crossfire.
Crossfire.
Exactly.
There it is.
Don't get caught up in the
This is like around the same time Power Rangers was popular. Right?
Yep. I should have sent you the video now that I'm thinking of it. Because the kids look badass in this too. Yeah, every time the little BB things. You know what that reminds
Whoa!
Whoa! I was just gonna say that. Oh man, this is fucking great. That just gave me a memory because I think that one of the things about that game that I loved so much when I watched the commercials, I'm like, it goes, oh my god, when it touches the side, the thing goes pew, and robbed. Does not do that. Sound effects.
Games were so much different back then too. I
Remember
mean,
Mall Madness? My sister had Mall Madness. All that did was teach you how to run a credit card.
I remember. I never played the game, but I
No,
remember.
we just fuck with the thing.
Yeah. I mean, if you wanted that shit, you just do Monopoly, right?
Basically. Well, that's if you were cash rich.
Yeah. Well.
You got credit cards in Mall Madness, baby. You know what I should have done is I should have put the credit card machine on the Monopoly game and then be like, I don't have it right now. Can I run credit? Ding, give me Boardwalk, bitch.
Where's my credit score at these days?
Yep, that's proof.
Shit. When I started as a kid, though, they couldn't do that because credit cards didn't even really exist.
Why didn't they ever make a board game called The Creditor?
Well,
And you start calling all these fucking people.
got to get on it.
Done.
Prepare them for life.
I'm going to make a board game.
So obviously the guns stayed a theme for a little while.
Yeah.
And this one was
Ricochet.
I think this one was a little bit older when this came out. This looks like it was like earlier 90s or whatnot, but this is the other water gun that came out, and I thought these were kind of cool.
Now, when you're done writing home, we're gonna go for.
Got a second?
And this dude swinging around a bat and points it at people, a little threatening.
Dude, way jacked than like, and then the tight-shirted woman comes running in the door.
And again, we should be posting these videos, but these are all a bunch of boot camp type kids shooting each other.
One more thing. Since you can't disappear, the color does.
And the color disappears. So apparently this water dries very quickly.
Right. And so what they're showing in this commercial, you guys will see it, but what they're showing in this commercial is that the water is colored.
Yeah.
So you have red water.
Right. It
and
looks like you've
purple
been
water.
shot. So
and
everybody's-
literally the counselor gets shot at one point and it looks like blood splatters on his face, bro.
So nothing like shooting your friends and seeing a red mark where you shot them. It's
This
like,
feels so violating now that I'm rewatching these. They were fucking with us.
They were fucking with us, man. They were fucking with us pretty hard, and we didn't even realize it back in the day.
That is so crazy.
Yeah, so I don't know what else I have on here for. Oh yeah, this was my generation.
Okay.
This is unfortunately the audio.
It's no wonder I want to get inside it.
This is a toy I actually had. Now,
okay.
And this was my most cherished toy because it was not one toy. I think it was like 5 toys.
Okay.
So, unfortunately, the audio is horrible on this thing.
From days of long ago comes a legend. The legend of Voltron.
Voltron, bro.
And this was from Matchbox.
They were Matchbox.
Lion robots.
And I had
I
all
never
of these.
realized that.
It came in a set.
Green lion, yellow lion.
And this is die-cast.
Blue lion.
Yeah, they were like metal heavy, like old school Transformers.
Look, they all
with the
connect
same.
to each other,
Yeah.
dude.
I never had it, but that thing was huge.
It was huge.
It was like 2 feet tall, right?
All the lions were decent sized. This is back when obviously Transformers was really popular too. And this was my prized toy. I had all those lions. I played the shit out of the thing.
You still got it?
My mother sold it at a fucking yard sale when I was like, I don't know, I was in my 20s or whatever. And
Well,
she was
Mom, I
clearing
hope you
out
like the
shit.
home.
Yeah. She moved out of state. She got wise.
She knew. She watched you watching all these Entertech videos. She's like, he's getting ideas. We better go.
Yeah. Well, see, we didn't have the Entertech. We couldn't afford that. But what we did get was BB guns.
Yeah.
Which was probably worse, to be honest with you.
Fair.
Poor little animals and anything else that was, in
I
our
used to
sights
shoot
back
them in the
day.
backyard, but I never ran around. So give you this story. Like, actually, I did. Holy fuck! I just realized I did. I'll tell you a story after.
Okay, so I had a friend, set of friends.
Yeah.
We all had BB guns, and ours were pump guns.
Like pump.
Yeah,
like
you pump it up
the
like
handle.
10 pump type guns. You remember?
Okay.
Yeah, you pump it up and you put pressure into it. Air guns. So we used to shoot these in the area out back. It was a whole big construction area.
Nice.
Like several acres.
As a child, nothing better than that
No,
outside.
and there was big mounds of
Mounds
dirt
of dirt,
piles.
yep.
Oh, absolutely. It was a perfect fucking hunting zone, apparently, for us. Because we used to go out there, and we used to have a rule. Only 2 pumps. Yeah, right. So we used to wear like 2 pairs of pants.
That's my rule today.
We used to wear like as much clothing as we could, like long sleeve sweaters when it was hot outside, just so it wouldn't fucking hurt. So we would go out there and we used to shoot each other. Nothing above the waist. You had to keep it below the waist. How many times I got popped in the chest or the stomach.
Dude.
And then you hear him like...
You're like, fuck you, that was 3.
And then he goes... 5, 6, 7 pumps. Oh, motherfucker. I literally dug a BB out of my hip at one point, bro.
Holy shit.
I literally
dude.
had a BB lodged in my hip.
Was there proper eyewear at all?
Fuck proper eyewear, bro. You're a pussy. Never.
You are an OG guy.
And so this was back in the day where Bruce Willis was, doing a lot of his movies. Die Hard. Yeah,
shit.
you remember the Bruce Willis roll? Oh, he rolls around, dude. We all imitated Bruce Willis out there fucking shooting. Got clipped in the nuts
Come to
once.
the country, have a few drinks. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. I did not have. I think all of my friends were pretty much pussies. I'm calling us all out.
Yeah.
We were like the Stranger Things gang kids. Like,
These were the
we'd
same
roll around
crew
on
I'd watch
bikes,
wrestling
but-
with. And we used to try wrestling moves on each other.
Yeah.
I don't know how many DDTs we gave each other and all this
We weren't big
shit.
backyard. We would rather go watch it than participate in it.
No,
right?
we were imitators.
It's fucking amazing. I love the idea of like you rolling around on the giant.
And honestly, the BB gun thing was never my favorite. I never particularly, but my friends enjoy doing it. So you get kind of suckered into it, the peer pressure, and you're out there shooting each other. And
That's fucking
I
hilarious.
became good at being.
Who popped who first out of the 3?
Oh, we all
Like who hesitated the least
Well, that's
when you
the thing.
first started doing
you
this?
think you have a best friend until you put a gun in his fucking hand and give him permission to
He's
shoot
like,
you.
I've been waiting for years, motherfucker. This is probably why I'm glad we didn't have BB guns out.
So this is the first group of friends that we played. So this was a group I was used to playing with. Then when I was in school one day, a few friends of mine, hey, we do BB gun wars, and I got this one. They had these little Daisy single pump ones there that gave like a flaccid type of shot type of guns. I had my BB gun, which was a air rifle, and if you pump that fucker, you could kill things with it. So they're like, oh yeah, you can't pump it more than twice. I'm like, okay, absolutely not. So I pumped it twice, and I only pumped it twice. I was actually being honest.
You were staying within the rules of engagement.
Yeah, their guns were so limp. I shot them with this thing, and they're like, fuck you, dude. And
I'm going to say it right now. I'm not going to use any real names or shit. How am I going to do this? I'm not going to use a last name. I'm going to use a first name.
First names are fine. We don't know what you're talking about. Right?
Out of my group, if we did this, I'm sorry, Chris. You were going to die. Like, everybody would have hit you at least once, my friend. But no, that is crazy. I never fucked around like that. So what I did do was around the same time, 90s, mid 90s, my dad gave me a dirt bike.
Oh, see, I never had that. I wanted one.
And I didn't know how to drive the fucking thing. I kept it. I didn't even know what gear was in half the time. But
I had a regular
bike. I also got to sneak over to my friend's place and watch Terminator 2.
Oh,
and what's the best fucking scene is
chase scene
when he's got the gun on the boy. So I had a BB gun that was a pump action rifle.
Nice.
And I would fucking try to do that while I was driving my dirt bike, like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
And let's just say at one point I had to walk to my dad and be like, "Can you help me?" And I ditched the BB gun because I was like, if he knows I had both of these at the same time, I'm toast.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was not as easy as look. Arnold is the man, for the record.
Right.
All right, sorry. So we're
He's not the Puma.
Yeah, you're the man.
Get in the chopper.
Nah. The camp counselor place, not for nothing, going back to that water gun real quick. It's dark and creepy inside that cabin.
And he has a fucking bat and he's pointing it at the kids, intimidating them with it, dude. Like,
you could.
That sums up the fucking my youth right there. That's how corporal punishment was a threat.
Yeah, these kids were, but none of the kids were phased either, which is how they knew they should have been watching the fuck out for our generation.
And they were anxious to shoot that motherfucker. You saw that?
Yep. They were like, don't you do it.
They couldn't wait to shoot each other.
Yep. Yeah, dude. That was a crazy commercial.
That's around the same time, what was the name of that movie? He was a Marine and he flips his fucking nutty there.
Falling Down?
No. No, Falling Down was around that era. It was a little early 90s, but no, I'm trying to think of that military movie where, it's going to bug me now, where the recruit was, and it's the same dude that plays Kingpin. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Full Metal Jacket?
Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah, all right, there we go. Full Metal Jacket. That was around the same time.
Also,
Full Metal
the movie
Jacket
where,
was popular, you know?
Oh, me so horny. That's where that song samples that live from, is from that movie.
Really? The Two Live Crew is sampled from there? That's hilarious.
Because they're in Vietnam and they're at some like bar.
And Two Live Crew sampled that?
Oh, me so horny for you.
And Two Live Crew sampled it. That's awesome,
they sampled it.
Oh, that song doesn't
Pop
get enough
culture,
credit, man.
Dude, yeah, all of this shit was fucked up. I don't know. I don't really look at trends of stuff today now. Like, the thing about today is that everything's like makeup based for girls. Like, it's like, I don't know. It like, you don't see commercials for things like this as much, or I don't, at least maybe because I don't watch cable.
No, this shit is bad. You can't even go up, fucking leave your house these days and send your kids to the store, and without having the cops following them back and them throwing the kid in DCY.
And then like also like just what kids like today.
Oh, yeah.
Aside from video games, I really can't think of many things that we would have played with that kids still like.
Well, I heard a comedian. How many kids do you see rolling around in casts anymore? When I was a kid, you couldn't fucking avoid a kid in a cast. There's something broken in fucking school.
When I go to work in the morning, sometimes in the summer, there's a kid that actually rides past me on his bicycle holding a fishing rod, and I want to just high five him.
If you didn't
I just want to hug him. I'm like, you still do those things?
Right.
God bless it.
Good to your parents. I mean, if you didn't get a concussion in school from a fucking playground, were you even living?
Dude, I bit through my tongue playing with my friends once.
Bro, these same friends that I had that were doing the BB guns wars, we used to roam the neighborhoods at night. We would literally go out at night and just roam.
Yeah.
Like, this would be a thing we would do.
We used to do a flashlight tag and cush tag and shit like that.
Ding Dong Ditch?
I never did a Ding Dong.
No? All right. We used to do Ding Dong Ditch.
We would do Ding Dong. Like, my little group would do Ding Dong Ditch, but we do them to our own families.
No, we would just do it to a random person. You can't do that shit anymore. They got fucking Ring cameras.
Yeah, now you get a Ring camera. They ruined it for all of us.
You can't toilet papers in anybody's house anymore. It's just too expensive.
I have seen a couple toilet paper rings around, but like,
Eggs?
it's Halloween specific. No, now kids will just crash in your friggin' window and steal all your shit.
No, they'll just crash your fucking computer and fucking rob you that way nowadays.
Yeah,
they're all hackers.
Good idea. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. So, all right, do we have any more commercials?
There was only one left on here I didn't play, and this actually dude was pretty popular.
Okay,
he was everywhere, and I don't know why, but Talking Fast was really popular.
Yep, I know this already.
Micro Machine Man presenting the most midget miniature motorcade of Micro Machines. Each one has dramatic details, terrific trim, precision paint jobs, plus incredible Micro Machine pocket playsets. There's a police station, fire station, restaurant, service station, and more. Perfect pocket portables to take any place, and there are many miniature playsets to play with, and each one comes with its own special edition Micro Machine vehicle and fun, fantastic features that miraculously move. Raise the boat lift at the airport marina, man the gun turret at the army base, clean your car at the car wash, raise the toll bridge, and these playsets fit together to form a Micro Machine world. Micro Machine pocket playsets, so tremendously tiny, so perfectly precise, so dazzlingly detailed, you'll want to pocket them all. Micro Machines and Micro Machine pocket playsets sold separately from Galoob. The smaller they are, the better they are.
Damn.
All right,
that dude's the original rapper.
I remember watching him try to break a world record, and he failed.
Wow.
For like speed reading or something,
speaking,
yeah. And
how many words you can say.
I forget what it was like the lyrics to like a song or something, and he was gonna try to say them as fast as he possibly could. And he missed by like 2 seconds, and we were like, "What the fuck? He's the fastest speaking person I've ever heard."
Yeah.
Okay, will you play it one more time, and then I want you to pause it. I'm gonna do something, and then I want you to just wherever you want to pause it, I'll do this thing, and then just hit unpause it. And I'm going to explain how he does this so fast, okay?
Okay. So.
This is the Micro Machine Man presenting the most miniature motorcade of Micro Machines.
Play.
His dramatic details, terrific trim, precision paint jobs, plus incredible micro machine pocket play sets. There's a police station, fire station, restaurant, service station,
That's how he does it.
Perfect pocket portables to take any place. And there are many miniature playsets to play with, and each one comes with its own special with micro machine vehicle.
Because in the 90s, there was still some of that around.
Oh, yeah. That boy was definitely hopped up on something. Probably caught up in his mustache. Don't zoom in. That's the reason why it's so blurry.
What I don't understand is why that guy didn't get a second life as like a Pawn Stars person.
Auctioneer, baby.
Auctioneer, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
He was just some like Joe Schmo off the street. He just could talk really fast. And they were like, hey, will you do a commercial? That's how he got famous.
He kind of reminded me of the Dunkin' Donuts dude, too.
Yeah, I love the time to make the donuts. Yes. He had a name, and I don't remember what it is now. But it was
Marty. No.
He had a specific name.
Yeah.
Well, I always used to go into the Dunkin' Donuts with my grandparents and hoped that he was working.
Now I go to Dunkin' Donuts and it's just like
hope I can get through the drive-through in 10 minutes.
They have donuts there still? Ugh.
Yeah, they look like models of donuts now. All right. Sorry.
Yeah, their donuts aren't that good.
That'll be our fast food episode. How about that?
Yeah.
I think what we should do is do an Odin's Feast. We'll talk about that.
Okay. We can
we'll talk about
that
that.
down the line.
But we'll talk about fast food restaurants while we do our Odin's Feast.
Yes.
We're looking at our analytics. We thank you guys for listening. I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my Hern Dizzle heart.
And the bitty heart.
We're seeing people from Poland, Mexico, all over the world, bro. Like people are starting to listen. So that's huge.
I am very thrilled about that.
Yes. If you guys do want to listen, you guys hit the follow button for us, please. Make sure you give us a 5-star review on iTunes. That helps us kind of pump out to more people, which is huge.
Even if you don't think it's 5 stars, give us that review and then just let us know. Hey,
you can still write bad shit about us.
You can write shit.
5-star,
I'm giving
you
a
guys
5-star
suck.
review, but
5 stars.
here's what I really think of you.
5 stars, but Hern Dizzle yawns way too fucking much.
Yes, he does.
He needs to get in touch with the Micro Machine Man as soon as possible. I haven't yawned once during this episode.
I know. We're also recording in the afternoon. I honestly believe.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I'd
rather do this when I get 6 hours of sleep versus 16 hours of work first. Oh, gee. Also email us what you guys want us to fucking do.
Yes,
by going to WTFRU Doing Pod@gmail.com. You can find us on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, Instagram. Biddy's been pumping the shit out. Facebook is our kind of our home base. And you guys can just follow, subscribe. You see all sorts of different stuff on all different platforms. It's a fucking blast.
Yes, we have a link tree.
Yes.
It's right off our Instagram
the
page.
Link tree, yes. And the description is going to be on this episode as well. So please check it out. We want to get to know our fans too, which is huge. So you can email us and tell us what the fuck you're doing, and we'll talk about it.
And in the meantime,
yes. Was this a D-Generation X thing? Suck it!
Yes!
There you go.
I knew you knew it.
I knew the hand gesture. All right, guys, we love you. We'll see you soon. Bye.
What the fuck are you doing?